Crime is down in Jacksonville, lower than we have seen in a long time, more than 20 years. Jacksonville's chief crime fighter, Sheriff John H. Rutherford is here. Sheriff, welcome. It's always a pleasure to see you. And happy holidays. What's behind these numbers? And they're fairly striking numbers here.
Well, I'll tell you, as I share these numbers across the community, down 10.5% last year in total crime, down 15.7% in violent crime, people always want to know, well, what do you attribute that to? And really, I point to three things. Number one, because of the matrix audit that we had conducted, that operational audit that looked at the Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and crime in Jacksonville, we came up with that 225 police positions that we needed. We've now brought on 128 of those positions, in addition to the community service officer program that we began. So that's really had an effect. That's number one. Number two, when I became sheriff, we had 300 SHADCO members. We now have over 2,700.
Explain what that is.
SHADCO is our Sheriff's Advisory Council. And so we have 2,700 people around this community that sit down with us in their 19 geographic areas of the city every month to solve community problems in their neighborhood. And they are working with us like never before.
So it really is community involvement you attribute this to. And I think we have graphics upstairs. If we could sort of demonstrate what we're talking about here. Oh, that is a trend. I think at the far left there, I know it's hard to see. That's from '89 down, and then the far right corner is today. So you can get a picture of it. Go to that next page there, and we can talk through some of the specifics. These are the violent crimes. Oh, that's too hard to see. But Sheriff, talk us through. Murder is.
Well, if you look at total violent crime, if you go back to the original chart, 1991. We had 72,360 total crimes in Jacksonville. Of those 72,360, 11,880 were violent. And when I say violent, I'm talking about murder, rape, robbery, aggravated battery, aggravated assault. Then you fast forward to 2009, and you see we had 47,901 total crimes and 6,772 violent crimes in that total. So literally, people are per capita, because we also added, from '89 to 2009, we added about 300,000 people in this community. Right. So per capita, people are literally twice as safe today as they were in 1991.
What about the murder rate? I know in the last few years we led the state.
We have. We've led the state for, I think, we were either number one or number two for almost the last 19 years. And I'm hoping that with the reductions that we saw last year in murder and the reductions that we're seeing again this year, that we'll get off of that notorious top of the list.
And I know it's always a little surprising when you hear some good news, because it is the murders that capture the headlines and the attention, and we certainly reported our fair share of them here. And so if that's all you see, I think perhaps as a community you sometimes feel bombarded by the bad, and you take a minute and go, holy smoke, this is actually, things are going well here.
Right.
Sheriff, this is a political show, so we need to talk a little bit about this. What do you think, as we're coming into this mayoral election, what does the city need in a mayor?
Well, I think you need a mayor who has a vision for this city. That's particularly what I want to know personally. What is their long-range vision for the city, and how do they see us moving forward? There's a verse in the Bible that I love that says, my people perish for lack of vision, and I think that is the key. I want to know what is their vision, and whatever it is, I'm willing to listen to how they would like to carry that out. But one major portion of that, I think, should be public safety, because I can tell you, regardless of how hard we work, if we're not working together, then we're not going to see these kinds of crime reduction. In fact, I will tell you, the third and final reason that these numbers are where they're at is because of our state attorney, Angela Ford. In fact, as I travel around, I tell people in this community, you ought to give that woman a hug and a kiss, because she, and the way her team over there at the state attorney's office is aggressively prosecuting these guys, not after they commit a murder, but before. Those crimes that lead up to murder, the drug dealing, the aggravated batteries, they're holding them accountable, they're sending them off to prison, they're not dropping those charges, they're not taking easy pleas, and that is what's making the difference.
How much time we have left, Sarah? 2 minutes. Anybody of those, the candidates who have so far declared that you're prepared to endorse at this point?
No,
too early in the race. Now, what about that? Did you ever consider yourself running for mayor?
No.
Really?
I've been approached, but look, I know my calling. My calling is to be sheriff. It's my ministry, really.
And we'll certainly have you back on the show, or invite you back on the show when your campaign for re-election is back in full swing. There have been some people already announced they will be opposing you. One of them, a very high-profile name, Ken Jefferson, who was a spokesman for you, for your department. When he decides to run, is that something you take personally, that one of your guys is now wants to dethrone you, basically?
No, Shannon, look, that's the great thing about America. People are free to get into these races. I think that this community will look at the experience, the qualifications, the vision. You know, just like I want to know what the vision is for the next mayor. I'm sure the public wants to know not just what have we done in the past, but what's our vision for the future. And so eventually, that message will get out.
Do you expect Nelson, Cuba, and FOP to endorse you at this point?
Well,
No?
I
Another time, another place?
Yes.
Very good. How long do you think you want this job? Obviously, at least one more term.
Well, at least one more term, and I'll tell you why I think it's important, Shannon. There are some things that I want to be sure are ingrained in the DNA of this agency before I leave, and we're not quite there yet. We're getting there. We're on the road. I want to continue to see these numbers going in the right direction like they have the last 2 years. I think we have the mix now in this community to make those numbers continue to go down. And because, I also understand too, Shannon, I don't care how low these numbers go. If your family was affected by one
Right.
of the murders,
It only takes one to wreck a life.
It doesn't matter.
Absolutely.
It murders now.
Sheriff John Rutherford, thank you very much, and congratulations on these very impressive numbers. I wish you a wonderful holiday season.